So when you first meet her, you're going, that's a really nice surname. And then when you meet her the second time, you're going, damn, that's a really good core. And then when you start to understand the thought process that goes into behind the making of the person, you just go, there are just so few people like this in our industry and in Bombay. Krishna Shroff, thank you so much for joining me on Spotify.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
And so am I, which is so true. You're battling so many things, being part of that surname, being part of an industry which you're not truly really part of, but you're there. And then, this gym, I chose to shoot this gym because this is where she spends, 5 hours a day, 3 hours a day?
Probably a good, 3.
And it shows. I know a lot of people that spend 3 hours a day in the gym, but they get 6 selfies out of that. They don't get like the body. But it's been, when they say that, to be part of a film family or to have a surname, it works in a lot of ways. But only if you want to go in that direction. You're not in that direction ever. So how do you handle that? Your parents are so cool, your brother's chilled, but you're a completely different person.
To be honest, I mean, it only has benefits. I can't complain. I feel like whether I chose to get into films or not, even in this space, it's given me a certain platform. So I can only be grateful. I could never say anything negative towards that.
You don't seem like the kind of person that's like a Jackie Shroff film person. So were you somebody that was watching dad's films? Or?
When I was younger, for sure,
Were you forced to, or were you just watching?
No. So one of my, best childhood memories has got to be, I would always sneak into his mother's room late in the night after dad and mom thought I was asleep. Number 1, to get a second dinner in because she would always feed me, and number 2, to watch dad's movies with her because that was, her son and my father, and we were always so proud, and that's definitely still, a memory that really stands out to me most.
It's the pressure of being his daughter / family. Everyone's just saying it's so cool, everything about him is so cool. His jeans, he's the only guy who can wear torn jeans at this age and still look cool enough. Was that also part of the setup? You just because you saw the other colorful gentleman, when I say colorful, I mean clothing wise in Bollywood. He was also such a different person, and you're watching that sort of setup. Is that also why you also sort of ended up being a lot more different from say the others?
I feel like all 4 of us, my father, my mother, Tiger, and I, we have such different personalities, but I will say they're all very strong personalities, I definitely think my dad's influenced me a little bit, I get that a lot from people. A lot of people who I interact with, colleagues, friends, whoever it is, they always tell me, you're so much like your dad. So I'm like...
Is that a good thing? Or
hell yeah, it's a good thing. Hell yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, I feel like no one has that X factor the way my father does, and that's a completely non-biased opinion. I think the world would agree with you on that. So I'll take it.
When I was to see Tiger, I used to go, my God, he's a little too nice.
I agree.
He just... It's everything. It's like vanilla cake, which is everything perfect. As siblings, and you just going. It used to happen to my sister and me when she didn't feel like studying, and if I was acing, she's going like, I don't want to be compared to you, and I don't want to study right now. I want to probably give up a year. Have you ever had that with him, where you just go like, you're just a little too nice?
Initially it would definitely annoy me. Annoy is like a nice way of saying it pissed me the F off. Okay. I'm just like, you are the ideal child. Like, what is this? But honestly now, comparisons to him is such a compliment. I don't want to be compared to anyone else. He's been my role model, he's been my inspiration and my motivation, in this entire thing. So, I mean, the comparisons with him, I'll take it,
I think all of us would, now, so each of us has our own work ethic, and I remember work ethic is a very important part, I think, which a lot of people discount for someone like you sometimes. I don't think they know how much has gone into building up a brand away also from the family. You've got a Bollywood family and you've got you, which is, part of that family. Was it very tough to sort of set your own name and your own brand and start to slowly build it in India and in Bombay?
I feel like it definitely It was questioned in the beginning, and by the beginning I mean 2018 is when I really started, because we launched MMA Matrix December of 2018, so it was the end of the year. People, I constantly got, why don't you want to act?
Obviously.
It's laid out for you, it's there, that's the life. I'm like, no guys, there's a world beyond that, And I've always been really, like I said, stubborn and true to who I am.
Did you try a little bit, or did you at least feel like, sometimes you accompany somebody on the set to see that this is my world?
Yeah.
And then say, no, this is not my world.
I actually assisted on a couple of Tiger's films, and it wasn't like, oh, the hero's my brother. I legit did what every other AD on that set was doing, and I showed up to work at 3 a.m. and Tiger got to roll up at 8 a.m.
And coming from the same house, right?
Yes. So, definitely was disciplined in that too, but I think that discipline carried on here and helped me in this aspect of life as well, I did give it a shot. I not a lot of people know, but I got my bachelor's in film production.
Yes.
Worked on a couple of sets, did the whole thing and realized it wasn't for me. It wasn't the life for me. And that's as easy as it is.
And of course, it is a bit documented how you had a life or were interested in life behind the camera as well.
Yes, for sure.
And a lot of people, don't understand your sense. When I see your Instagram, I'm going like, those are fantastically curated pictures as well. A lot of people just do random stuff, but you have an eye for detail. Was that also why you were very cool with wanting to also be behind the camera, because you had an eye for detail?
To be honest, I don't really put much thought into my Instagram.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I love to travel, and I think the location definitely helps.
But you exploded there.
Yeah.
It's almost like the world discovered the other sibling through Instagram, and they're just like, damn. There was you did shock a lot of people also.
But you know what that is? I feel like I was so unapologetically myself. The fact that I didn't give a shit kind of allowed people to connect to me even more. Because that's the truest me. I'm so authentic on there. I'm super raw. I'm real. I don't try to hide anything. What I am is what you get. I think that's probably what helped.
And also because you were so diametrically opposite to Tiger.
Yeah.
So I think they were like, ye uski behan hai, this is his sister.
Yeah.
And of course then you had like a million men just drooling over you. So that also, imagine living in the family where, and this is the first, right? So your dad's like being drooled over for years. Your brother is being drooled over by 6-year-olds as well. I remember going to the theater and saying, oh my God, kaise jump kiya hai, kaise fight kiya hai. And then you move to the next bit, and the teenage and the male audience is drooling over you. How does the family take it?
Oh, don't skip my mom.
Yeah, your mom has always been part of So I'm saying, how does she handle this bit? All right, so it's your turn now. It's like almost handing of the crown.
I mean, as a parent, she's always, happy that her kid's doing well, I think she's been, my biggest support. She's seen how fitness has changed me, not just physically, considering I was an overweight child and all those things, but the mental shift I had, through this journey as well, and the focus and the drive and the discipline that it gave me, and it's really allowed me and made me want to prioritize me,
Food! Was that also like comfort for you? Well, I mean, a lot of people actually do that. Like, I love food. It's not comfort for me. I live for it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I train for it.
But that's true. Actually, a lot of people do end up training to get that up, but not if she's looking like this right now. This is the whole completely different you. The comfort foods that it's not like you were. I know you say you were overweight, but it's not like you were like overweight.
I was 86 kilos. That's probably how much you weigh now.
91.
Yeah. Okay. Close enough.
But was that like also the rebel inside of you saying that I don't really want to go to the gym and I don't want to look fit? It doesn't matter to me because I'm confident.
No, to be honest, I wasn't confident. I had so many insecurities back then. I enjoyed playing sports. I love being outside, and till date that stays true. And that's how I got my fitness in. I never really thought about the gym or anything like that, but I definitely had a lot of insecurities because, I remember, we would go to London every summer and shopping in London, everyone goes to London to shop.
Of course.
And I would come back with like one t-shirt because, I know it's a little sad, but like that was the only t-shirt that looked good on me, So, I definitely had insecurities, and I think I used that as fuel, and
And that's when I think, I was reading, Basketball was big in your life too.
Yeah, definitely. All sports, basketball, football.
And were you good at all of it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I captained a lot of the teams in school.
Yeah, even Tiger is very good at lots of sports.
Yeah, him and I literally only attended school to be able to play on the sports teams, basically.
Actually, a lot of actors do end up becoming accidental actors because it just sort of happens, you know. And I think, were you an accidental businesswoman as well? Did this also happen accidentally? You're just saying, I want to do something I love? Let's just convert it.
Don't think it was very accidental because I always knew I wanted to be my own boss. I'm not the kind of person or the personality that could ever work for anybody. You know, I can't. I've tried it.
As an AD?
Yeah, not just an AD. You know, I've done I've also coached, you know, at the grassroots level. I've worked with schools. I've taught first grade, kindergarten, all this random shit.
Fighting with the principal?
I did get into a lot of trouble. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think I always knew I kind of wanted to, you know, do what I love every single day and not be answerable to anybody.
This is violent, and it's not big in this country. To do or to back and be a sports promoter when it's not cricket in this country, it's like suicide. Why would you think of that?
I don't know. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's suicide. I think there's always room for knowledge and, you know, room to learn more every single day. And I think, you know, it's everything takes time, you know, and I think the pace we've gone at, I'm very proud of, you know, considering we just opened up our 7th franchise of MMA Matrix through the midst of a pandemic, and on top of that, been able to take Matrix Fight Night global for the 3rd consecutive time, you know, in Dubai. I think I always say, you know, if the intent and the vision's in the right place, then eventually everyone, you know, they don't have a choice but to believe in it as well.
UFC the world over became very big, you know, and I remember when it started off, there were lots of naysayers, you know, they wouldn't happen. But I think people underestimated the need for blood and for voyeuristic, viewing. They wanted to see somebody, and I think that's an inherent Indian or the worldwide human trait, where, you know, you want to see something happen, and you'll only see the end of it if there's blood on the floor, or literally like that. I think in India it's taken a while for that to happen. Did you see the raw brutality? Were you able to sort of find a connection with the audience in the beginning, or do you think it's slowly happening, that brutalness of it?
You know, to be honest, I still get, MMA is a blood sport, you know, but it's really not. Like, you know, mixed martial arts, it's the first thing they teach you is respect, you know, respect your opponents. So yes, it's as real and raw as it gets when it comes to a fight.
Yeah, you can't fake anything.
You can't fake it, no, and, you know, but I mean, there are rules in place. There's a referee for a reason. It's not a street fight, you know. There's technique, there's skill that goes into it. And at the end of the day, you know, the mental strength that these athletes possess, the men and the women both, is phenomenal. It's on another level. I always say it takes a very special individual to get into that cage and do what they do.
And also to sort of sit and promote it. You and your mom make a great team.
Thank you.
But it's always, is your mom's always got this wide-eyed look, you know, and she's so innocent. I really sometimes think that, you know, she's like the baby of the family.
Oh.
Is that the case, or is that, or in the relationship between the two of you, are they clearly defined the roles, or is it more?
To be honest, I think Dad, Tiger, and I, the 3 of us would fall apart without her. She's literally the binding force in our family, you know? So, yeah, without her, definitely, the 3 of us would have a hard time. So, I keep saying she's the real life Wonder Woman.
How do you do business with your mom?
It's the easiest thing in the world. Like, honestly, more than my mom, she's my best friend, you know? So we have a very, very honest relationship. You know, we have that open communication where we can speak about anything, you know, and we both have opinions that we're able to share, you know, and the other will listen. So it's been very easy, you know. There's literally not been a day that I can think of with any kind of drama.
Have you never fought?
No, of course we have. Of course we fought. But when it comes to the business, never.
Money-wise, who's like the wisest in the family? Because over the years, it almost seems like you do it for love and for friendship and for a lot of things. It's not like this money-making machine that maybe Tiger has become one now, that's different, but what I'm saying is there like a brainchild of mathematics in the family?
I wouldn't say a brainchild of mathematics for sure. You know, we're more on the creative side. But I would probably have to say when it comes to, you know, saving, I'm probably at the top. Yeah. I like to know, you know, where the money's coming in from, where it's going. Every single day I keep track of that, you know, and not just mine, but the family's as well.
What about Tiger?
It's getting a little hard to keep track of now.
I mean, that's also quite crazy, right? Because you see like everything from zero. With him, you're seeing from zero. And then there's like this explosion. Are you a little shocked at his meteoric rise in the last few years?
You know, I still look at him and like sometimes I can't believe that he's accomplished what he has at such a fast pace, you know? I still look at him as that annoying brother of mine that was, you know, underweight and I was able to sit on and bully. I still try to sometimes. I forget how, you know, strong he's become. But definitely, you know, it hits me sometimes. It still hits me sometimes, and I'm so proud, you know, like I'm so blessed to have him as a brother because, I mean, can you imagine growing up with that and living with that? Like, you have no option but to get your ass out of bed every single day and do something.
I know, actually, you know, every time you put on, like, if you're following him on Instagram, morning he's in the gym, evening he's probably playing football or playing cricket or something. You're just going like, let me do something. Yeah, also because you're like an athlete, you know, because you have played sport. They can switch into the zone and nothing matters beyond.
Nothing. And I keep saying, you know, like, no daddy's fame or no daddy's money can get this. This is pure hard work, you know. You are the only one that can put in this effort every single day. So.
He's got into shape as well.
Honestly,
because he was saying, Bido, everybody's in shape now in the family. Man, I've got in shape. Well, is he also religious? How's the dinner table at the Shroff family? Man? Is there any food?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, always clean eating, you know. It's become our lifestyle. So it's not like we're like, oh, we have to eat clean, or like we're thinking about it, you know. It's become second nature.
So no butter chickens on the table. And
we have our cheat days for sure, you know. And when we go out, we like to have fun and enjoy. You know, like we definitely bond on food. We love food because I mean, no one in my family drinks except me. So I mean, food is the only thing we can really bond on.
You're not really thick,
Yeah. I mean, it's just the four of us. So.
But it's really tough for everyone to be so thick in a family where, especially where everyone's not doing the same thing as such. Everyone's doing their own thing. Like your dad's still like actively performing, which is the great part. Do you all ever comment on films of each other where he? I mean, do you?
He'll for sure, you know. Let Tiger know his thoughts. And he has all the right to, man. My dad's a legend. He's been in the game for over 30 years now, you know.
How does Tiger react?
He'll listen. He's a really, like I said, he's the poster child. So he'll definitely sit there and listen. You know, he may not agree with everything because at the end of the day, he's very headstrong too, and he knows what he's doing and what he wants. You know,
he knows his game.
And I think he's playing it perfectly well. So,
do you all ever see his films or performances? Say in the last 4 or 5 years, will you all come home and say, "Dad, I didn't really like you in that"?
Dad's films? I don't think, to be honest, every time I watch any of my dad's movies, I'm always taken aback, like at what a great actor he is. You know, I feel like he emotes like nobody can, to be honest. You know, so I don't think there's ever been a role that I'm just like, And to be honest, I'm not one to judge. Like,
but you know, I remember, which is a crazy story. I've been in Bombay for 20 years. The first Bollywood film I saw was Devdas. Your father, Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya. That was the first Bollywood film in the theatre. And I just couldn't believe how he'd sort of. Have you seen Devdas?
I have,
He was incredible. If it was now, the number of memes that would have been made on him. And later on, he went through that phase also when he became an internet viral sensation.
You're talking about the polio ad? Is that what you're talking about?
He I think is so internet worthy. When that polio ad went viral, what did the family say? So
that's when he gave me the most sound advice ever. That's when he said to Tiger and I, "Silence is golden."
But it was hilarious, you know. So I was in radio at that time, and we made like. He gave us content for 2 years. So we all have to thank him for that.
That was hilarious.
The family is sort of like moving like a juggernaut. Where does Krishna want to go with this? You know, so a lot of the times, Yeah, the brother's doing really well. He's on his own career. You've got like, you're building a base for a sport in this country. And this I have to say, every one of the fighters that is there with MMA has only great things to say about how you treat them. It's not about how they're fighting and all that. I think that has been really difficult. I mean, I've been part of your family for almost a year plus now, you know, with entire MMA. I see the way you all work on each detailing. This is next level.
Yeah.
How did that come in and not be a professional promoter only?
Because it's as simple as, you know, this stems from a passion.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like I said earlier, when the intent for what you're doing is pure and it comes from the right place, there's longevity in that, you know? And I mean, I've believed in my vision, you know, from the very beginning. So, I mean, eventually people see what you're doing and
Were there cynics a lot along the way?
initially, yeah, like I said, you know, they always questioned why I didn't want to, you know, do what people expected me to do.
No, even for MMA, why you chose this sport? Were there cynics for this?
Definitely. They were like, oh, in India it'll be difficult because, you know, there's not a lot of knowledge. But MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world today.
Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
so I mean, there's so much talent and so much skill that goes unnoticed over here because of lack of promotion and lack of infrastructure, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very cool to be able to be one of the pioneers in that, you know? And I know the sky's the limit.
It's been wonderful chatting with you also.
You too,
know, I
thank
think,
you.
Even this chat is like a process. Over the years, I think, as I get to know you more as well, I realize how much you achieved already. I think the world should know Krishna as Krishna itself without any surname, and I think that's the time has come for that.
Thank you, appreciate that.